Hello, 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 everyone out there in this world. Hello. So as I said, I have to make a tier list. This was something I wanted to dip my toes into that style, that thing people do. So today we're making a tier list of a bunch of random couples from a bunch of different mediums, movies, cartoons. I think mainly movies. Yeah, with a few maybe shows in there. But we will see. Let's see how if I can position myself in a way where you guys can see some of the lists real quick.
So as you guys can see, we got Kovu and Nala. Some of these images are not the best, sorry. That's the Sheriff and Emma from Once Upon a Time, Ted and Robin. The couple from Breakfast Club, who's that again? Breakfast Club. Give me one moment because I don't have these memorized. So it's Bender and Claire. Alright, Bender and Claire. Then we got Kylo Ren and Rey, Jade and Beck, the Twilight couple, Archie couple. Just gonna keep going. Right. Freaking 27 Dresses, Tess' sister, and that is Tess, I can't remember. And the boss guy. Then we got the movie we recently just watched, The Invention of Lying, with Jennifer Garner's character. Which good movie. Then we got Frozen, we got Anna, and I think his name is Franz? Can't remember off the top of my head. Then we have my best friend's Gal with Dane Cook's character and Kate Hudson, Cinderella and Prince. Then we also have 27 Dresses again with the main couple. And this is, again, Invention of Lying with the main, Jennifer Garner and the main character. How to Train Your Dragon, Hiccup and Astrid, Scrubs, JD, and Elliot. Then we have here, Knocked Up, the main couple. Then again, Frozen, Anna and Kristoff. Then here we have La La Land, which I'm upset that cuts off so much. I think that's La La Land, I hope it is. But anyway, Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Then we got the MCU's Clint and his wife, Amazing Spider-Man, Gwen and Peter, WandaVision right here. Gabrielle and Troy, John and her. That couple from, I think, Pretty Little Liars, my wife said. Who the heck is this? Who am I looking at? I can't even tell who I'm looking at in this image. Dang. I have to come back to that one. Pretty Little Liars couple. Mr. Big and, what you said, her name's Claire? Carrie? Yeah. While We're Young, the older couple and the young couple. Then we got Turk and Carla, Simba and Nala, Titanic, Friends, Grease, Tangled, Tony and Pepper Potts, Sean and Angela, The Proposal, Trolls, The Notebook, Princess and the Frog, and then some more Once Upon a Time, Snow and Charming and Rumple and Belle, Harry and Jenny, Ariel, Prince, Eric, and from a little show that got canceled way before it should have. Not dead yet. Good old Edward and Lexi. Edward and Lexi. So guys,
I know some of these you probably have no idea who they are, but you know what? That's not the point here. The point is my wife's not tier list. Also, Aladdin and Jasmine. I was testing something and I realized when you put it up there, you can't. Never mind, you can put it back down.
You can put it back down.
Wow.
All right.
I don't know why it didn't let me do it earlier. Whatever. They just want to make me look stupid. Anyway, so here we are.
Yeah.
A couples tier list. Alright, so we're going to just start from over here, and we can always change our minds as we go if we want to.
Sure.
Alright, so have you seen The Lion King 2?
Yes.
Do you remember how their couple was?
They were argumentative.
I would say Kiara and Kovu here, I would put them as could be better.
Yeah, they were great at first in the first movie, but after...
They weren't in the first movie, miss.
What?
Kiara is Simba's daughter.
Oh yeah, I confused them.
In the second movie is where Kiara met Kovu as cubs because they were from different clans or prides or whatever. And they were together, but because of the fact they were from different clans, that they weren't allowed to be together. It was pretty much like a Romeo and Juliet story in a way. It was pretty much one of those type of setups. Just like how the first one's based off of Hamilton. This one's based off of Romeo and Juliet. The only thing was they could just be better. It was some moments where it just like there's more so the family that made things difficult for them, which you can relate on.
I relate a lot on.
But overall, they were a pretty good couple. I don't want to put them as a good example yet. Now, Aladdin and Jasmine, as much as I biasly would love to put them as couple goals. I know they're just a good example.
A good example of this.
Or could be better. But I say a good example because they get along very well. They complement each other very well. They had a lot in common. Like, their biggest problem was Aladdin just would not be upfront with her.
Aladdin lied.
Yeah. And because of that is the only reason I will be nice enough not to put him in couple goals, even though I want to put him there, because Aladdin has a trouble with being upfront and honest with her. Like, he doesn't feel like... But that also comes from his insecurity. So it's like, not valid reason to be lying, but at least I can say you're not lying to hurt her. You're lying to try to make yourself be good enough for her.
Mm.
So that's why. All right, Emma and the sheriff. Even though they weren't like together for long, I mean, literally as soon as they kiss, freaking.
It was like a one-night stand type thing.
I don't think they actually did have sex. I think it was literally they kissed and then freaking Regina crushed freaking sheriff's heart and killed him.
Oh yeah, so it literally didn't last as long.
Yeah, so we're gonna put it under could be better, because as a couple for them, like their like relationship, for what little it was, friendship into what could have been a relationship, it was actually pretty good. It just, we couldn't get enough to know how well together they would have been.
Right.
So I'll put that could be better. Ted and Robin. Have you actually seen How I Met Your Mother?
I've seen it once, and this was years ago. years ago, sorry. So I would say that they would be categorized in, well, let's see what you think, because they both wanted completely different things. They were never meant to be together. It made no sense. She wanted to, travel the world, do her thing, and then he was more of the settle down and want a family. We're gonna go with that. So
You want to put it in C or B? 'Cause I can see either one.
can't stand them.
Okay. I mean, I like their couple, but like she said, it was just, I enjoyed the show a lot first run through, and how they set up Ted and Robin. I didn't mind the ending, how they decided to do things. I understand why a lot of people didn't like it. Personally, I didn't mind it. It was just one of those things, like the only issue is that Ted had an issue with, he was very, like you said, he wanted to rush to the finish line. He didn't care about the journey of actually getting to know someone, and then he ignored all the red flags just because he wanted them to get married.
Right.
He ignored, but then at the same time, he would easily get bored with a lot of women that might have worked out, who knows, but at the same time, it's probably a good thing for a lot of them. Like, he seemed like he was always looking for a way out, but also he just was very selfish. That's Ted's biggest problem. He was very selfish lover in a way. And Robin just didn't want to get married. I mean, if Ted was more chill, and then once she was ready to get married, she was off with someone else. So it was just an interesting situation. All right, the Breakfast Club couple you chose. Well,
Breakfast Club.
Never seen it, so you can check it.
Okay, I would say this would be category F, because he humiliated her in public. So why would you want to be with a man who humiliates you, degrades you as a woman in public? What make it make sense? Why would you be a couple and you fall in love with that?
Interesting. Did not know that. All right, what about Kylo Ren and Rey? Haven't seen that, so I don't know what we got going on there.
Okay. Star Wars. Alright, Star Wars movie fans, don't come after me. But this is a little snippet. I do not own the rights to this commentary. This is a fellow fan that vouched for this relationship. So the dynamic between them was interesting if only it had remained realistic. You just don't fall in love with, or at least forgive, someone who has entered your mind without permission, continuously, countless of times, murdering millions of people, innocent people, mind you, and treating you like dirt, no matter how deep your force connection is. So we can categorize that as I can't stand them.
Okay. See, it is. Can't stand them.
And what's your take on it? I know you don't.
I mean, I haven't watched it, so I don't know, but based on what it is, yeah, it doesn't sound pretty healthy. Alright, Jade and Beck. Back to something I know something about. But first, I'm curious, what would you have categorized? What's your thoughts on them?
Jade and Beck is one of yours?
No, it's yours.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, we can talk about this one because we both know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just curious, like, what were you saying about them? What are your thoughts?
Where was this from? I gave this
Victorious.
Victorious, yep. That shows you how small my mind was. Okay. So, here's what I got from it. Alright. Jade was too insecure to be in a relationship at the time, and it always affected Beck. So, they can't believe that they ended up together, and it's set a really bad example for people with children, and they were much better apart.
Interesting. Personally, I think they're perfect for each other. Because Jade is very insecure, but some of her insecurity was very much valid because Beck did not push away any girls that were advancing on him because he was considered like the popular guy. So in that way, like, if you see some episodes, like, there are girls clearly trying to get close to him, but he doesn't like say, hey, I got a girlfriend. Like, sometimes he said it, but rarely you see him actually try to push away the affections.
Right.
Clearly he enjoyed the affections, but more so he enjoyed getting Jade jealous. He enjoyed that. He just didn't like the fact that sometimes she would just go overboard with her anger and lash out too much, but he enjoyed the challenge. There was literally a whole episode after they broke up where pretty much he was with a girl that would give him whatever he wanted, but he didn't like it. And walked back up to Jay's like, you're not easy, and I like that, something like that. So I think, and the fact that he can handle her without being scared of her too, I feel like they're a perfect couple for each other, but I cannot put them as couples goals or a good example because on both accounts they are not.
Right.
So I'll put them either as could be better or can't stand them. Probably could be better, as in they can have a healthier relationship, but for each other I feel like they work well.
Right.
For who they are.
I can agree with that.
Alright. Now Edward and Bella.
Oh boy. Oh boy. The whole controversy.
Like, I have no idea. Because from what I've seen and heard, I mean, it seems like they're both obsessive with each other. So, I mean...
Okay, so you're not wrong. Like, it comes out of nowhere. Bella spontaneously catches feelings to this man she never met before, and it's all because of him being mysterious. And so some say this franchise centers around a toxic relationship between a centuries-old vampire. He's 100-something years old, but he doesn't appear in vampire years. He's 100-something years old, but as a human, he was bitten, he died, he came back to life, and he's stuck as a teenager in high school years at 17. So he meets the 17-year-old girl, Bella, with low self-esteem. So she's chasing after him for validation and wants love and affection, and why do you not like me? What's wrong with me, kind of deal. And he's like, you don't want this is eternal damnation in hell. Don't take this off YouTube, please. But because we all know that vampires and all that are connected to the evil ones, are associated. So with that, most would category is could be better or can't stand them.
Alright, can't stand them it is.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to find a freaking image of them smiling? Extremely!
Yeah, they're looking at each other the whole movie and they barely smile.
I was so upset. I was like, 'cause I'm trying to get images of all of the couples smiling together, or I look like they're having fun or something. And then that one was the hardest one. I'm like, they're never smiling together. What the heck is this? So I got this Edward smiling her with a half smile, weird look on. I'm like, ugh, I ain't like that. Anyway, now for the Riverdale Archie and whatever her face name is couple. Another one I don't know. So you gotta take the reins on this.
Riverdale. All right. Let me see. Was it Riverdale?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh
See?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Archie and Veronica.
Okay.
Clearly this was a quick research on all these characters. I didn't go too in depth.
Girl,
I don't really care much about them. So, sorry to say, but they do not make sense at all. They have no chemistry, apparently, from what the movie is standing on, and nothing in common. They're from completely different worlds. Plus, their parents used to be a thing. So, which is weird. So, Archie and Betty make much more sense, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, Archie and another character would be better. So, pretty much done with that.
Alright. Alright, 27 dresses.
Oh boy.
With Boss Man and main character's sister. For them, I mean, because the main character's sister was lying the whole time about who she was to get with him, that already made the relationship's foundation already nowhere near good to stand. And for those who've seen the movie, you know they don't stay together anyway. So I would put that one under pretty much done, because it wasn't like super toxic. It was just the fact that there was no relationship to begin with. So no foundation to begin with, because she wasn't being honest. But she was being nice to the guy. Like, they got along. So that's the only reason I'm not putting on her FU, because they did get along under the guise that she was presenting. So
Yes.
and then for those who haven't seen The Invention of Lying, which is a very funny, interesting movie,
It is very interesting.
Jennifer Garner's character with this guy, that was also, I would put pretty much done. Well, no, I'll put that as an FU, because he did not make her feel good or special or anything later. The only reason she was with him was because he looked good. And in that movie, marriage is done based on what you think your best genetic, who's in your league and who genetically will give you the best kids. That's kind of how most people.
Genetically compatible. Yeah.
So that was kind of how they were deciding, and that's why she was going to marry him and have kids with him. But he did not make her feel good or anything, unlike a different character in that movie, which we'll get to once we get to that section. All right, Anna and Franz, also another FU, because Franz literally gonna kill Anna. So let's just go on ahead and just put that under FU. I ain't got to go any further with that one. All right, my best friend's gal. It's been way too long since I've seen that movie, so I can't remember their dynamic. What was their dynamic?
Okay. So this is from
My best friend's girl. It's good old Dane Cook and Kate Hudson.
Dean Cook. Okay. The matchup was unconvincing. They staged the relationship.
Okie dokie, interesting. All right, so where would you want to put that? Can't stand them, or pretty much done, or FU? Did they at least get along in the movie? Because I honestly can't remember.
They got along, but I guess if excuse me, allergies. Can't stand them.
All right,
Trying to breathe.
you need some water?
No momento. All right, breathing again.
Cool. All right, next. Cinderella. and Prince. I would give them a could be better, because there was nothing really wrong with the relationship other than the mere fact there was no real foundation. It's like, hey, you're pretty, you can dance, let's get married.
You fit the slipper.
But for those who've seen the little Disney sequels, they seem to still get along very well. So that's the Cinderella 2 and 3. If you've seen those, then you know they get along relatively well. So there's nothing wrong with the relationship. I just feel like their start just seems a little awkward. And I can't remember the second and third one that well, but I do remember they seem like they still get along. So that's why I'm going to put them there. All right, 27 Dresses, the main couple. I will put them as could be better as well. Also, we're not doing like, oh, the best out of this row, we're just doing that's just their spot, by the way.
Yes.
So I will put them as could be better because of the mere fact that the only reason I don't put them as a good example mainly is because there was a little bit of deceit on his side of things, not intentional, but basically he knew what she liked and what she wanted to see, and he wasn't being upfront about his vulnerable side with her, which you don't have to be upfront because they weren't a couple at the time. It was just the fact that she was hurt, and then he was just kind of dismissed. They kind of dismissed each other, almost in a way, and he kind of dismissed her feelings a little bit. But as you know, she kind of realized she did overreact a little bit and come back to him. But it seems like there's a bit of dismissal on both sides, with her also dismissing, not wanting to listen to what he had to say. Like, hey, this, yeah, was a job, but I ended up changing my mind or whatever. And so it's just one of those things, like, could have been better communication, basically. So that's why it could be better. All right, back to the invention of lying, the main guy and girl. I put them as a good example.
Yes.
Because he treated her with love and respect and everything, and
she may not have the best looks, but
yeah. So I put him as a good example by the end of the movie, because for those who've seen it, yeah, they had a definitely rocky movie for that, especially with him kind of telling fibs and everything. But I feel like, just like with Aladdin, by the end you can see that they should be a good couple and last, and then you get the time skip and they have a kid. So as far as we can tell, they get along very well even in the future. So I put both as a good example, but due to the lies again from the guy's side, ironically enough, is why they can't be couples goals. But you know who can be? Hit up an asterisk #1, baby.
Oh my God,
that is couples goals right there. They understand each other. They communicate well. They work together splendidly. They got great chemistry. They complement each other. It's, bruh, if you watch all three of those movies and even the spin-off TV shows, like, legit, every moment of them together is always healthy. Even if they get a little bit of an argument, but they always know how to apologize and come back to each other. It's beautiful. It is definitely #1 couples goals out of everyone on this list. Chef's kiss. Anyway, now Scrubs. Have you seen Scrubs?
Yeah.
Okay, so Scrubs, JD and Elliot, for those who don't know, they were together. They worked together. They slept together, and were trying to be, and they were friends throughout the entire show. They had broke up. I think got back together like maybe 2-3 times, and by the end though, they ended up having a kid together. And I think they're a pretty healthy relationship, other than the fact that they kept breaking up because of, mainly due to JD being a little insecure and also having this kind of weird mentality at the time. But at the same time, it's understandable but not understandable. I think he, as the show revealed, he kind of gets scared very easily. So I'm going to put it as could be better. By the end of the show, they probably are a good example, but I'm going to put could be better. The only thing I say that a good example is the same reason I kind of don't want to put Beck and Jade. I put Beck and Jade here and not anywhere lower. It's because they complement each other very well, especially by the end. Alright. Oh yeah, Knocked Up. It's been a while. I know they had fun in points, and I know they argued a lot during the process of her being pregnant.
Some say these two are complete opposites and don't belong together. After a drunken night at a club leads to Allison becoming pregnant. So she allegedly asked him to hurry up, get this over with, the one night stand. But he took it as, oh, you don't need the condom, you know, no protection, let's get it on. Boom! What happens? You're pregnant. Oh no, this is disaster. You're not a great father, you're not financially stable, things like that. And so, but towards the end, they kind of get along more for the sake of the kid. So I would put them as could be better.
Alright. Alright, Anna and Kristoff. I will put them as a good example.
So cute.
For those who've seen Frozen 1 and 2, I mean, they communicate pretty well. Kristoff it's very funny because in the first movie, he's very confident, self-assured, and messes with Anna, and they kind of get along and develop pretty good friendship. But then in the second movie, you can see they're together, and it's adorable seeing Kristoff get a little nervous because he wants to propose to Anna and everything. So I think they're a pretty good couple. They communicate well. I think I can't remember that well in the second movie, but I want to say they did have a small little tiff because Anna was so focused on wanting to help Elsa, while Kristoff was so focused on wanting to try to make this perfect proposal, and it kind of they had a little argument. But that was just just a misunderstanding. So I put them as a good example, at least. I want to say couples goals, but I'm going to say probably good example, unless you want to say couples goals.
Good example.
Okay. All right, La La Land. I remember didn't they break up in that movie?
Yes.
Ah, dang. I was going to say couples goals if they didn't break up, because it's been a while since I've seen that movie. Because I remember they got along so well.
They did, and it's unfortunate.
So I'm going to say, did they get back together by the end or no?
I can't remember.
If they get back together at the end, I'll say a good example. If not, we'll say could be better. So I guess could be better because they had so much fun together. It seemed like they were so great. I can't remember what the conflict was that got them to break up, honestly. Gotta really watch that someday. All right, couples goals.
Yep.
MCU, Clint and his wife, she was so understanding him being the MCU, being part of the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. Even though they have kids, like she could have been worried and say, you're not allowed to go back out, and she was even knows how his heart is like he wants to be home, but he also kind of needs to help the gang be able to operate without him. And that would make their couple very good because they were very understanding of each other. She was probably one of the best wives to a superhero in most media, because she's not trying to get involved, she's not trying to get in the way or anything. She's understanding, it's just like having a husband or a wife that's in the military or a cop or a firefighter. They're in a position where they can die.
Yes.
But you're being understanding to let them do their job. And that's what I liked about them. I think the only I'm pretty sure S.H.I.E.L.D. pays him. I was gonna say the only difference is like with being like Spider-Man or Superman, you don't get paid to save the world. But I guess since he was working for S.H.I.E.L.D., he did get paid. So in his position, it is more so like being a cop or a firefighter because he's actually getting paid to save people, unlike the other ones. All right, The Notebook.
Ooh, The Notebook.
From what I've heard, that relationship's kind of toxic. So
it is. So
what are your thoughts?
So, because they're arguing off and on. I mean, it's creepy at first because he follows her. He freaking threatens his life for her to go out with him. So, and I remember this because I think we saw it in Cinema Therapy. He literally is holding by one hand in front of her while she's on a date with another guy, mind you, saying go out with me, and she pantses him and he's like, go out with me or I'll let go. And he starts lifting his fingers, some toxic stuff. She was like, all right, I will. So by the tail end of it, she meets this guy in between, and he grows up and makes a life for himself, and she realizes, wow, I should have never left this. He had the values that I needed all this time, so she went back to him. But they're overall toxic. It was an off and on relationship.
So we're gonna put that can't stand them, or could be better?
I would say could be better.
All right. I would say clearly they made it to
Yeah.
old age based on what you told me how the movie ended.
Yep.
So, all right, trolls.
Oh, so cute.
Poppy and Branch. I would put them as a. I can't think of any real issue they had as a couple, honestly. I can't think of any issues they've ever had as a couple. So, I mean, I know in the first movie before they technically were dating, they kind of had different mentality. No, it was the second movie actually. They had different mentalities of what would be best. I mean, both movies actually had different mentalities on something. But anyway, in the second one, they had a different mentality of how to best, operate on saving their string in their town or whatever, their pop music. So they did have a little tiff on that, but I feel like that's just they want to run things a little differently. But overall, with their relationship, though, they were able to come together and listen in the end. It was more so Branch had to realize that Poppy had to realize not everyone always has your best interest at heart, and he had to realize that maybe some people just needs to be heard or communicated, and maybe you can make things better. So they just both have to learn from each other on that level of things. So it's hard to say. I'm gonna say a good example, probably. What do you think? Or do you want to put a couple goals?
Good example.
All right. The proposal. Because we don't really get to see how things are long term, I'm gonna say it could be better.
Yes.
Because throughout the movie, it's all a fake relationship until the end, where they actually, like near the end, where they actually have these little bonding moments throughout. But then at the end, when they actually legit are a couple. So you can't really see if they are a good example or not. But I would say could be better. They do have a lot of great moments, and I enjoy seeing their dynamic. Sean and Angela. I'm gonna say a good example. I know you haven't seen Boy Meets World.
Nope.
But in Boy Meets World, Sean and Angela, like Sean literally falls in love with Angela because of the contents in her purse. He doesn't even know who she is. Like he found a purse. And the bad thing about it is the fact that he went through a friend first. But it was, I think, if I recall correctly, it was to figure out who it belonged to. I believe that's the purpose.
They say that you can tell a lot about a girl, but about what's in her purse.
So that's interesting. That's actually a thing. So yeah, so he went through her purse, and things he found in there, like poetry and stuff like that, things that he's into. He was like, wow, I love this girl. And then they found out it was Angela, because I think they might have been friends at the time, but he just didn't know that she was into these things. Like they might have been like acquaintance friends because they were classmates, but not like friends. So that's how he ended up falling for her in the beginning, was seeing the contents in her purse was a lot of things that showed that they had a lot in common. And then he ended up talking, and they became friends. I can't remember exactly how they got together, but they got together, and they really were a great couple.
Right.
The reason they had broke up for 2 times. The first time was because of her fear of being like her mom, because her mom hurt her dad, and she was afraid she was going to do the same thing to him. That it was just like some generational curse, like somehow, some way, I'm just going to hurt you or betray you like my mom did my dad.
Right.
And then the second time they broke up, which was the permanent breakup, was because she was moving out of the country with her dad because her dad was in the military. And she rarely gets to see him as it is throughout growing up. And he was like, hey, they're going to put me, I guess it's some, they said that I can bring you with me. This will be one of our last times probably to hang out before you really go off. Because they was in college at this point. And I guess she was graduating soon. Or she was able to get a transfer or something. He was like, this is going to be our last opportunity to probably hang out before you actually go off to be an adult. Do you want to come with me? And so they broke up because they didn't want to do the long distance thing because they didn't want to work. So, but overall, though, throughout their entire relationship was pretty much healthy for the most part. Like I said, it was just she had a little insecurity or fear of what their relationship could be. But Sean, they communicated well, and instead of trying to stop her, which he was kind of wanting to stop her from going, because she did say, "You tell me what you want me to do," he ended up doing the sweet thing and telling her to be with your dad.
Aww.
All right, Tony and Pepper Potts. I'll also put as just a good example. Well, I guess could be better. Good example. It's hard because on one hand I would say a good example because she's very understanding of him.
Yeah.
And he loves her and wants to always protect her, and that's good. I would say it could be better because Tony tends to she asks this man to stop. But at one point, she finally understands, like, this man's never going to stop. But when he really was going to stop, like, he was ready to legit give it up, he said, I know in your heart you want to help. So you can go. So that's what I want to say. By the end, I say they're really a good example. They just had some... Tony just could not just stop. He's like, I got to make my suits. I got to protect the world. I can't not do this. And Pepper's like, it's not your responsibility to do this. You need to chill. So Tony shows a lot of growth thanks to Pepper. She definitely helps him grow as a person, and Pepper, I would say, also is a very understanding, loving wife, woman, girlfriend by his side. So it's hard for me, and they get married, so, and they seem like they're making it work. So it's kind of hard for me to say could be better or good example. I want to say good example though. What do you think? Good
example because they get married.
Okay. Flynn and Rapunzel. I'm gonna say a good example because of how it ends. Like the story itself, how they start is very unhealthy because it was all a manipulation. He was manipulating her to get the crown. She was manipulating him to just have a tour guide, more or less, someone to protect her out in the world. But that was also due to Mother Gothel's gaslighting, making her think that she can't do it on her own. So she needs someone who's used to the world, who has that kind of street smarts to help her. So, but they end up falling for each other. So. And he ended up not even wanting the crown. So it was, I would say, a good example of natural growth of love, but probably not the best relationship. But then again, from my understanding in the TV show, because I believe that's after they get married, the TV show kind of continues a relationship, and I think they have a healthy relationship. I haven't actually seen the TV show, but from what I understand, if I recall correctly, they have a healthy relationship. So I'll say a good example. What do you think? Okay.
A good example.
All right, Grease. I literally know nothing other than that one song when it comes to the couple themselves.
Same.
So, what do you got?
Actually, I don't have much on them, but they seem to have good chemistry, and they both love to dance, and they're both good looking. Pretty much done.
Alright, so you think a good example?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Ross and Rachel pretty much done. They were off and on for the longest. Ross super insecure. Rachel not understanding the definition of a break.
Yep.
And then also Rachel over here trying to be with Ross while he's with other women. Is like, are you going to get over the fact that he was with someone else during your break or not? Like, I'm gonna need you to pick a lane. And then Ross over here being so possessive and insecure and scared anytime she's even looking at another man. Like, nah, they were pretty much done.
Yep.
The writing was on the wall. The only reason I ain't put on his FU is because the series decided to have them get together. End with them getting together. If the series didn't have them end with getting together, I would put it under FU. But also because they were decent friends throughout it, so probably another reason for pretty much done instead of FUs, because it wasn't like they hated each other or anything. They were decent, good friends. So, all right, Titanic, Jack and Rose.
Jack and Rose.
The legendary couple. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that that's the way I feel in general. That's how you should feel for a partner. Like, I'm not gonna give you up. It's time to let me go. No, I'm not gonna let you go. It's not gonna end like this. And then she's like, Jack, as he's falling into the water. It's tragic. I would say couples goals.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Simba and Nala. I'm gonna put them as pretty good example.
That hesitation.
Because like they argue, but it's more not so much about, it doesn't really affect their relationship too much as it did more so it was Simba's insecurity and fear because he didn't feel like he deserved to be king due to thinking he killed his own daddy.
Right.
So he was like, yo, I can't go back. I can't do this because I killed my daddy. Of course, he didn't tell her at the time why he didn't want to go back. And then she's like, yo, you have to come back. You got to take over. You got to stop your Uncle Scar. He's ruining everything. But outside of that, their relationship seemed pretty fine. Like, they're good childhood friends. They seemed to get along. She gave him those lay it down on me eyes. And then the second movie, you know, they had a kid. So as far as I can tell, they get along pretty well. Turk and Carla, I'm gonna put them as couples goals.
Oh.
In Scrubs, they were together pretty much almost from the beginning of the show to the very end of the show. And they argued sometimes, had some misunderstandings, but overall they always knew how to communicate, apologize, and show love to one another. So their relationship was spectacular. All right, while we're young, the young couple, F you.
Yep.
Like, they were a cute couple, but it literally, she said that to this,
planned everything.
she literally said F you to this man multiple times throughout the movie. So
I thought she was joking the whole time, but when you told me she was serious, I was like, oh.
I mean, it became clear she was serious later on, that she was playing it off as a joke, but it became very clear that she wasn't joking at the end, near the end of the movie, where she's like, I can't stay with this man anymore. And she was going to move in with, I think she said, her mom or something. So yeah, it became very clear. Jamie is way too narcissistic. He just knows how to disguise his narcissism as nice. Because he manipulates people to get what he wants.
Yes.
Alright, and then for the older couple in While We're Young, Ben Stiller and his lady, I would put them as actually a pretty good example by the end. Because even
By the end of it.
even like they were like, they kind of were bored with the relationship a little bit because they were just kind of falling into like being just old, but they realized they didn't have to be that way thanks to their experiences with the young couple, and then talking to their friends and everything, and possibly even go to therapy. We don't know about that if they did it,
Right.
but they realized they didn't have to let themselves get old. And pretty much Josh just had to get out of his own head and stop trying to be this perfectionist and relive and try to not have the best documentary of all time again like he did 8 years ago. and you know, be more willing to work as a team. And then she just had to continue to try to be supportive to him and be understanding to why he might be feeling a certain way and everything. So I think they're a pretty good couple, good example, especially by the end. They really learned how to communicate, and then, as you know, by the end they finally go on a trip together. It's something he didn't realize it's been so long. Oh yeah, pretty woman, pretty lady, whatever the movie's called.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah. So what's that?
I don't think I had any words for this. Yeah, I didn't. Cause she was basically a prostitute. Okay, so it was unconventional. You don't expect her to get with this rich and famous guy, and she's thinking she's getting sold for some money again. And he was like, no, I genuinely, he starts to fall in love with her. And because she refuses the money, she doesn't want to do it because she's falling in love with him too.
Oh.
So it's a very beautiful movie. I would put them as could be better.
Alright. Alrighty, and this is, I think this is it.
Oh, that was the Pretty Woman one.
Oh, this is Pretty Woman. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Sex in the City. Big
Yeah.
dude. Big guy and Carrie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you tell I don't know these couples?
Yeah, that's fine. Some say this couple highlights animosity and ends up together despite years of failed attempts, such as Mr. Big leaving Carrie at the altar in the first film. So yeah, pretty much done with that.
Okay. Alright. I can't remember who this is. I know I got the image for you, but I can't remember who it is. So we're just gonna skip it for now unless you can recognize it from the small image. know it's kind of small on the screen, so it's hard to see.
Is that the Made in Manhattan one?
Yes, it is. Okay, good thing you can tell. Cause I'm like, I cannot tell who these two are right here in this small picture. Yeah, Made in Manhattan.
Some say the casting is an issue for this romantic comedy, which involves a maid posing as a socialite who falls in love with a senatorial candidate. So she's posing, trying on the senator candidates' outfits and stuff. And then she runs into the senator and it's like, oh, falls in love with him. That's pretty straightforward. I would put them as, I couldn't stand them.
Oh, wow.
What would you say?
I mean, from what I remember from the movie, because remember, events happened that caused me not to see the whole film.
Yeah.
They looked like they were happy together. Like you said, it was just unfortunate she was supposed to be someone she's not, but that's the same thing Aladdin did, so I can't really fault her. And I gave Aladdin just as a good Okay, now we have this couple.
The Pretty Little Liars couple.
Okay, yeah, that.
These two are a hill I would gladly die on. It's bad enough that Ezra dated a student of his, but when we found out that he knew who she was the whole time, and also that he knew Allison, it was too weird and creepy. So they were never liked as a couple, and that's promoting student-teacher inappropriateness.
So are you putting that D or F?
F.
Okay. Alright, John, and I actually never seen season 8 of Game of Thrones. I saw the first two, maybe first episode or two, so I actually did not see when they actually get together. I do know that I think there was a mention of her wanting to be with him for like political reasons, I think, but I can't remember them actually being together, so I don't know anything how good they are. I know about Jon Snow and the Snow Lady, which I would put as couples go. Well, good example, but or could be better. I guess I should be more honest. But yeah, but these two I have no idea. So what was your?
Well, I have to say that as much as I love the show, which this is another person saying this. Disclaimer, because I've never seen Game of Thrones. These two were a disaster. There was no chemistry between them, and the writing and timing of the show made their romance completely unbelievable. Which is especially bad considering how critical it was to the end of the series. So apparently it was a serious thing for you Game of Thrones fans, and they disappointed. So, pretty much done.
Alright, Gabriella and Troy.
Oh boy, what can't you say about them?
I don't even know where to put these two.
Right.
Because it's not that
I gotta
bad.
go my own way.
Because in the first movie, they're just like a cute little couple who have different interests, but they get along together. The second movie, they're on summer vacation. Freaking Ashley Tisdale's Charlize Theron's manipulating everything to make, and his dad's also in his ear about, you gotta focus on your future. So he's being very selfish. And Gabriel's not understanding to why he's focused on his future. In the third movie, she has to move because of her family once again when she thought she was going to be there till graduation. And then he ended up going to a college that's near her so he can be with her. And that's romantic and creepy at the same time, depending on your perspective. So it's like, I don't even know where to put these guys, honestly. Because I don't know if I can't stand them. Could they be better? Are they actually a decently good example since they do know how to talk it out eventually and everything? I don't know. I don't want to put them as pretty much done or FU. Probably pretty much done only because they're a high school couple. If I did do that, just because You know, let's be honest, most high school couples don't last. We didn't. We got back together, but we didn't stay the whole 10 years. So, I don't know. So, between these four, because they're not couples goals, they're not that bad to F you. Ooh, I don't even think they'd be bad enough. We're pretty much done. So, out of these three, really, what would you think probably is best for them?
Could be better.
Okay. Wanda and Vision. One Vision dies, and then she makes a freaking. She uses her power. Her grief and trauma makes her use her powers, or she does it on purpose. I don't know. To make a world, turn a town and mind control a whole town, and create this fantasy place where Vision's alive and she's with them. But as a couple, as even the real Vision and even as fake Vision, they seem to get along. It's just unhealthy, the fake world thing. So I would say it could be better because of that reason. Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker from The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Oof.
It's not that I can't stand them, as it is their relationship was more so annoying, the whole breakup stuff. Because like, I understand he was like, yo, I want to honor your dad's wish to stay away from you, to keep you safe from the Spider-Man business, but at the same time I don't want to. And she's like, yo, you can't just, he's dead, it's my life, I want you. So and then she was hurt by it, and then he was hurt, and he wanted to get her but didn't want to get her. He spied on her a little bit, I think. It was weird.
It was a whole lot of back and forth.
So but as friends, they were great. As a hero dynamic, like if she was like his sidekick, that was cool because she did help out, like making with the whole lizard thing. Even though he didn't want her involved, but she was helpful because I think if she didn't show up and do whatever she did, he would have died probably. And I want to say with Electro, similar. If she wasn't there to help, I think he might have would have died again. So as a dynamic, friends and taking out the bad guys, I think they were pretty good. The only thing is, again, with her being there though, that was also a distraction for him because now he's scared that she might get hurt. So that was also like a catch-22, like her helping but also being the fact she has no powers or no super powerful durability or anything kind of made things worse. So it's like, so it's a weird concept. All right, Tiana and Naviv. Where we putting these, sweetness? Where you want to put them?
I love Tiana. She had the level-headed financial mindset, and he had at first he had the free-willing, just do whatever with money, I'm in luxury type of mindset. So by the tail end, they begin to understand each other. So could be better.
All right, Belle and Rumple. Of course, they're not a good example. Personally, they could be better. We've only seen the first 2 seasons of Once Upon a Time, so I have no idea how much good or worse their relationship becomes over time. So I don't know if they become like spot on great couple, or they end up breaking up or arguing to doomsday. So these are based on the first 2 seasons versions of Rumple and Belle. Which Rumple, as you know, was very closed off, didn't think anyone can love him, but he was falling for her. So they had a good relationship. The only thing that made them kind of toxic is, what's wrong?
Oh no, I just forgot my Coke was here.
Oh. The only thing that made them really toxic is the fact that Rumple was insecurities and fear or cowardness to not want to lose his power, or he likes feeling powerful. That was more or less the real issue. But overall, I think they're a decently good couple. Like, she's very understanding and loving towards him and helps him become a better person, and he tries to see the world through her eyes and everything. So I think it's pretty good. They don't really argue or anything like based on their relationship. It's more so like, Rumple, you don't need to be like this. And he's like, yes, I do. So it's one of those things like, do you want to fight to try to help someone get over their insecurities or not? All right, Snow and Charming. Honestly,
A good example. Couples gold. Yeah.
yeah, I think they deserve couples goals. It's unrealistic, but I think they deserve couples goals. They do a good job of at least trying to seem like they belong together, and they're always willing to fight for each other and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think we get snippets nowadays in season 2 of why they might not always. I mean, in season 1, the real issue was because of the whole not realizing they were meant to be because of the other.
This kind of makes me want to watch another episode.
And you might want to do that today. But season 2 kind of gives you a little more glimpse over like how they kind of do have different mentalities, how to take care of things. The only thing I can't stand about them is the fact, especially Charming, is the fact that this man is over here so anti-killing all of a sudden when that was where he was like ready to behead Regina so long ago, but now anytime someone talks about killing Regina, he's like, no, we can't do that. Well, we know better than her. Which that was your law back where you came from. You were ready to behead her. It was Snow that talked you out. If anyone in this story should be always telling people not to kill Regina, it should always be Snow and Emma. Snow because that's clearly been her character, and then Emma because she knows that's against the law. But your Happy Toe should be always on the side of like, yeah, we can kill her. Now, I can understand you being understanding but at the same time, maybe it's a concept of him opening up to Snow's viewpoint of life, and that's what they're trying to do is like show he's more on her viewpoint of life. But it still annoys me every time. He's like, no, we can't kill her. Like, shut the F up.
Ginny and Harry Potter.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I loved them. It was a love-hate relationship towards them because Ginny has all the smarts and stuff, and he was just all magic, and she had the mindset of actually wanting to learn the spells, and he was just confused. So, where would you put them? Where would you place them? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I can't remember them having any chemistry while watching the movie, so I'll say pretty much done. Even though they do get married and have kids, as you know from the time skip.
Yep.
I don't remember seeing any chemistry in the movies, honestly. They probably had more chemistry in the books, maybe, but I don't know about the movies. Because I did not see any. It was just Ginny was creepily freaking crushing on Harry the entire time. And then all of a sudden now Harry's like, oh yeah, we can be together, Ginny. Like by the end of the movie. I don't recall, like, maybe my memory's that bad, but I just don't recall Harry ever showing any interest in Ginny at all. It was literally like...
I remember Ginny dating redhead guy. Redhead man. Boy. Ron Weasley.
No, they never dated. That is...
Oh, I thought they dated.
No, Ron is Ginny's brother. Are you talking about Hermione?
Yeah, Hermione. I got them mixed up.
Yeah, Hermione and Ron are together in the series. But who do you think Ginny is?
I thought she was Hermione.
This girl got me with the wrong image. She said Ginny and Harry.
That's fine.
Besides the fact that Hermione and Harry never dated. So, for Ginny and Harry, we're putting it here, but if it was Hermione here, who don't actually ever date, but they did have pretty decent chemistry, but because they never actually date in the whole series, I guess I'll put as, I think it's a good example of friendship. Like they or couple or friendship goals. Like they were perfect friends. Like they were beautiful together. But yeah, this girl over here thinking Hermione's name is Ginny. That's crazy. Anyway, Ariel and Eric. Could be better, like most Disney princesses, and be honest. All those classic tales, they don't really do much to really paint the best healthy way to start a relationship.
Nope.
But I do like the other thing I will say I like about them in comparison to most is the fact that, you know, Ariel was just smitten by his looks. But one thing I like about the live action, they showed, I believe Eric did something like heroic or sweet towards an animal or something, or maybe it's because he was heroically trying to help the boat, maybe, or something he did that actually made her more attracted to him based on character, which I liked. Even though I know some people have their hangups about these live action remakes and the changes,
Some of them needed it.
I'm not gonna say if it was better or just as good, but I will say one thing I like about the live action, because if I recall correctly, Eric does something to make him seem like a good person that she witnesses. So it makes more sense why she likes him. Like, oh, this is a good quality to have in someone. I like that. In the animated film, I don't remember if Ariel actually sees that. I think she just literally just sees this man, rescues him from drowning, and starts singing and dips. And at least the other one, she actually sees this man do something nice. So
Mermaids are known as sirens.
So, and in one way though, in both films, they just fall, and the guy just falls in love with her singing. So, but just doesn't realize it was her that sung to him.
Yes.
Which is so weird. It's like, oh, you're the one who sung? I'm gonna marry you. When freaking Ursula uses the stolen voice. I'm like, bro, that doesn't make sense. But like you said, the siren thing was the only thing that makes it make sense is the fact that maybe it is the siren song. So it makes me wonder, like, how much did Eric actually love her, and how much it was actually the siren song that made him fall in love with her. So that's what I was like.
According to mythology.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I was like. Could be better if they're in situation. Now with these two, also, I'm gonna put as could be better from Not Dead Yet, a series that ended after 2 seasons.
I feel it ended prematurely, but you know, you guys like what you like. It's fine.
They're similar on the lines of Jade and Beck, where they're perfect for each other. Edward and Lexi, they're perfect for each other, and against in a sense of, well, not really perfect for each other at all. Actually, it was more so they were very good understanding of each other. Because Lexi, this power-hungry person who's very self-centered in a lot of ways. Edward, who's on the spectrum, who can't really understand other people and their feelings, but they learn to kind of be understanding of each other, and it's actually pretty nice. It's very funny, kind of weird, but honestly, I like it actually. So this is how we're ranking these guys.
We're open to any comments, concerns. If you have any one of them to debate, did we place them wrong? I'm just full disclaimer, I don't know a lot about these characters, so we just did this for fun.
Yeah, this is all the ones I chose. I was going based off of memory, and then she chose a lot that I didn't even know, so that's why I had to let her take the reins. But yeah, so yeah, I think these are good because, you know, couple goals are pretty much people who they rarely argue, or if they do have a little tiff, they know how to really communicate very well. Good example, kind of similar spectrum, but they did have some issues or end up not staying together. Could be better. I mean, as I said, it could be better. It's just they weren't bad couples for each other. It's just they got some things to work through. Can't stand them was more so opinion of either we couldn't stand them or there was something annoying about the way they interacted with each other, where they couldn't stand each other a lot.
Right.
No, I should have probably explained all this in the beginning, but who cares? Pretty much done. Who knows? I might edit it around, you know, make it seem quick. But
Right.
pretty much done was, again, either we were done with seeing them, or they were pretty much done with each other. They broke up or something, and then FU, the relationship was just straight up toxic, and they ended it, or like, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I know I'm not the best at these, but you know,
I'm pretty sure I'm not that entertaining either. I usually speak when spoken to, but here I am.
don't listen to her. She's extremely entertaining, guys. Everyone was.
He's just clouded with love in his eyes.
But yeah, so here they are, guys. Again, all their choices. Hope you agree with them. If you don't, well, I guess you can put it out in the comments if you want. Till next time, this is your boy BlazeNpi saying, OUT. Out of here.